All right. So I am joined in a different background than normal by the man, the myth, the legend, Jermaine Williams. I'm super excited to have you on, bro. I'm not going to steal any of your thunder. Do you want to just introduce yourself, name of the company, kind of what you do, all that good stuff?
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah, thanks for having me too, man. Yeah, nice. Like Eric said, my name's Jermaine Williams. I own Major League Painting. We are based out of Canton, Michigan. This is our fourth year in business. It was our business's birthday 2 weeks ago. So fourth year in business, just linked up with Pathfinder. It's been awesome for us so far. And it's going to be our first summer. So that's the busy season and it's already looking up. So we're excited. I'm excited to work with you guys this summer, man. It's going to be awesome.
Incredible. Yeah, dude. I know you've only been with us a short amount of time, like, I don't know, a few months or so. You've already seen a lot of success. So I'm very excited to have you on, pick your brain about some things, give back to the painting community a little bit. So walk me through this, man. Like, what do you feel like? Been in business 4 years, right? So relatively newer business. What challenges do you feel like you were facing? What were some of the big struggle points like that made you want to start working with us?
Shoot, man. Honestly, it's still kind of a struggle sometimes, and it's honestly just staying busy. It's different when you constantly you got to do like the reaching out to people. So you're cold calling, you're fighting for like every lead. But working with you guys has kind of brought people to us. People are starting to call us more often. Where it's we're doing a lot less back and forth with homeowners as far as like, are they going to choose us? They're going to choose them. Honestly, people are just straight up choosing us, to be, hey, we want to work with you guys. So, we're going out, we're setting our price and, a lot of times it's sticking because, they want to work with us. They reach out to us. So it's kind of different in that aspect where we're kind of used to like previous, we were using, Thumbtack and never really did Angie's. Honestly, a lot of it was Thumbtack, but it's a constant battle. It's a constant competition, and it's kind of cuts the competition. If you reach out to us, you reach out to us, and kind of get to play our game there.
100%. Do you feel like a big part of that change was like the quality of lead we were sending you, changes you made to your appointment setting or your sales process? Like, what do you feel like made the big change where you had this challenge before of like, you were just fighting for every lead, every job, running people down to now like now closing higher, right? Getting jobs more easily, having a full pipeline. Like, what do you feel like was the biggest thing that contributed to that?
The appointment setting helps a ton, and it's still, not my strongest of suits, but it's helped a ton. Like the sales calls are awesome because it kind of gives you a little bit of confidence as far as like, okay, it's not just different for me. It's kind of new to everyone, or it's a different thought process. So you kind of get perspectives of just different concepts of how to go about things. So a lot of that kind of plays into it there as far as that goes.
That's awesome.
There's so many benefits as far as working with you guys. I know I love the sales calls, and working with Vanessa is awesome. She checks in on me almost daily, and it's like where it's kind of just where I'm like randomly thinking to myself, and then you get a text message from your consultant, and it's like, okay, well, while we're talking, you can just fire something at her, and she's, oh yeah, I got a framework for that. Boom, and it's like, okay, nice, and then you can implement it, and it works. It's pretty awesome.
100%, dude. I mean, that's why like we go to events like PCA, right? That's why we like go to the expos and that type of stuff, because we're students there just as much as you guys are, right? Like we're trying to learn more things so we have more resources to pass off to you guys, like frameworks, like hiring ad post frameworks, right? Like, I had a job cancel. I need something quick. Here's something I can send out to a few estimates I did recently, like all that type of stuff. So you're spot on, dude. That's one of my favorite parts about what we do.
Yeah, I wish I get to. I had the chance to make it out there, but I didn't. But I didn't even know it was a thing until about a week or so before
the PCA.
Yeah, and I ran into to Brad Allison, and he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, you coming down?" I'm like, "I don't even know what it is," and I wasn't able to swing it. But hopefully next year, man, it looked like it was a good time and a lot of learning going on. So that was nice.
Yeah, it was an awesome event. There's a lot of good stuff there. I should be speaking at next year's, so better see you down there.
There you go. Make some moves.
but yeah, dude, it was a good time. There's a lot of good stuff being learned there. And, yeah, that's a lot of the reason we do it. Right. So we have those things to pass on to you guys. Is there any one thing, cause you said a handful of things, right, that you feel like maybe really contributed to the success, right? Like obviously getting better opportunities through the door, some of the appointment setting coaching and the sales coaching on those coaching calls we do, having Vanessa as your personal marketing coach whenever you need her, giving you different resources. Is there any one thing that sticks out that you feel like this one thing made like a huge difference compared to the rest, or this one made a big impact or anything?
If I had to choose one thing, honestly, it probably is Vanessa, because she kind of like, when I question something or question myself, like she backs it up or like kind of steers me in a different direction. And it's kind of just confidence as far as like, hey, I got your back. You know what I mean? Like, here's how we're going to do it. Sometimes she leads the way, not even like, hey, I got your back. Sometimes it's like, hey, she leads the way and this is how we're going to do it. So the coaching is probably one of my favorite parts. And like the personalities of like, her, yourself, and even Nick. I don't even know Nick that well, but like he's super cool, man. So honestly, dude, it's like the people that I enjoy the most. Of course, it's like the stuff that I don't know as far as like like that's awesome. Like that stuff's all good because it works, and that's super cool. But like particularly I like the human interactions of like I said, communicating with you guys and in those sales calls. Like that's probably my favorite part.
100%, dude. No, of course it's the people that make it happen. It always is. What you said was really interesting there. And we see this a lot with the painters we work with, that yes, there's a tactical side of it, right? We need more opportunities coming through. We need the right leads coming through, and we need to give you some tactical training to help you convert those. Right. But what you said was interesting, where sometimes like Vanessa's just like, hey, I got your back, or coaching you through something, or just kind of helping you realize like you're on the right track. Like almost a lot of it's mental, right? We see that a lot with the guys we work with, is that a lot of times it's like shifting a belief, right? Or a thought experiment, as Slavic would say, and some of that other stuff, like breaking a limiting belief. Do you feel, I feel you kind of hinted, I'm just curious, do you have any of those that stick out to you where you're like, man, I thought this and this belief was shifted and that like helped me a ton, or anything like that?
Particularly, I don't know. Sometimes, so I'm huge on mental. I'm like way more. I feel like life's way more mental than physical. So I mean, I'll just be driving down the road, no radio on. I don't know when's the last time I had the radio on, but I'll be just driving down the road and I'll be like, man, this is a really like the neighborhood I'm in right now. I mean, these houses are probably worth like 500-600K, right? And this place is absolutely slammed. So like the population, you know what I mean? So I just feel like there's like an infinite amount of money. So I'll never treat someone as if like I have to like go low or lowball them, because you just don't know who's who. So, and it kind of like brings back the confidence to be like, yeah, we cost so much, and it's I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but like, and it's not even like we're not even like gouging people, you know what I mean? It's just it's a fair price, but like just know what you're worth, you know what I mean? Be in whatever your worth is, it's you get to determine that, and and just speak on it confidently. So, and I've struggled with it in the past, like being confident. It's like, they're not gonna pay this much, they're gonna pay much, and then you cut your price in half for no reason when so
100%, dude.
That's kind of like a mental thing. And then I mean, many mental battles that we had, man.
I love what you said there of essentially like seeing I always phrase it this way, right? Seeing the world in a place of abundance, seeing business in a place of abundance, right? There's other great marketing companies out there that work with painters. I mean, yes, they are competition. I don't necessarily see it as competition, but more as like, there's plenty to go around for everybody, right? And it's interesting at the PCA. And when I hung out with Nick at one of his other events, he talked about this, but they broke it down. I'm going to butcher the numbers and not get it perfectly correct. But they broke it down in like one of the cities in Minnesota that like they took some of the data from a Sherwin-Williams store and like reverse engineered all this data and like, the amount of paint that was getting bought and all this type of stuff. And they found out essentially like if everybody that was in the room at that event they had, which was like 15 people or something. If all of those people built a $10 million company, and again, these numbers may not be perfect, but if all those people in the room, 15 people, whatever, built a $10 million company, that would only take up, it was like 4.9% of the market. And that wasn't Detroit, that wasn't Cleveland, that wasn't Chicago. This was like a smaller city, or maybe it was a slightly bigger city, but like that's insane. And if that just shows like you don't need to be worried about competition, you need to be worried on yourself, which is exactly what I feel like you were talking about, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. I've never even I never even heard anything put to be thought like that. That's a pretty cool concept. I mean, that kind of motivating, you know what I mean? Like there's more people out there. Like I say, I mean, there's bigger, if someone doesn't like you or don't like your price, there's bigger fish to fry, you know what I mean? And you just got to get them to call you. Like before, like my Facebook was like, okay, we mostly ran off Thumbtack, but we don't even run Thumbtack anymore. Turned Thumbtack off. So almost everything is either word of mouth or Facebook. So you just got to get the people to call you, which is what I'm piss poor at marketing. You guys are not. You guys are not. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. It's you guys have stepped up to the plate, man, and knocked it out for us. So
that's all right. I'm a piss poor painter. So
I keep telling, man, one of my favorite things to tell people right now is like, dude, if you don't know how to do it, dude, hire a professional. There's so many things that it comes down to, and like we don't do much outside of painting, interior, exterior drywall. We don't do much other than that, and some of our leads have brought us cabinet jobs, and we're just passing them along.
100%.
We're just passing them along. Hey, here you go. We just want to keep doing what we're good at.
Exactly. You have to know what you're good at.
Yeah, I don't have our SOPs are not in place, but like the team I have, we're kind of like building them to be like, because 100 Ways to Skin a Cat or whatnot.
Sure.
Everyone's figuring out what they like or what's gonna work best for the company. You know what I mean? So we're kind of figuring out as far as like it makes sense when it's like, okay, how to paint a room, but when it's like how to paint a house, it's a little bit different. So we're kind of trying to get that tuned in. So as far as like, okay, how can we do it every single time?
100%. And that's a process that you'll always be fixing, right? You will always be fixing that as the team grows, as the business grows and changes. Naturally, the system, the SOP you had in place initially will break and you'll need to change it, right? So that's natural. But dude, so give me some of the, I know some of the people watching are going to want to know some of the fun stuff, right? Like one, how do you know, I know roughly speaking, do you know how long you've been working with us, roughly speaking? Like it's only been a few months or so, like 2-3 months?
I think we can't be more than maybe 6 weeks. I think we launched on Monday the 1st. I think it was February 1st, I believe. Monday, February the 1st.
That's even shorter than I thought. Holy crap. That's even shorter than I thought.
Yeah. Hasn't been that long. No, it hasn't been that long at all.
Dang. Okay. So dude, like a month and a half in.
Yep.
Do you know, like, how long did it take you?
It was Tuesday, February 1st.
Okay. So yeah, about a month and a half.
It was Tuesday, February 1st.
Okay. So like a month and a half. Do you know, like, how long did it take you to get that first deal closed from work?
Closed? Maybe within a week for sure. I know I have it in the drip job, so I know I can definitely go back and find out. But so we've only done a couple of our Pathfinder leads, like starting within the last couple of weeks, because we had a little bit of padding in our schedule.
Nice.
The job we're on is actually right now is actually a Pathfinder lead, which is pretty good. Let me go back. I can pull it up. Let's see, I mean, the leads came through right away. The leads came through. I think I woke up to like 2 or 3, so that was awesome. And like they started to come in. Like I would get them at like, it was like a bunch of midnighters. You know what I mean? So I just keep waking up to them. I couldn't really call them right away, but some of the people, they do pretty well at answering the phone. Some of them don't. Some of them you had to keep hitting them up, following up with them. But with the systems and the frameworks that we've been implementing, they pick up the phone, and they're not like, hey, stop calling me. They're like, hey, thanks for keeping calling me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
appreciate you, dude.
Dude, that happens so much. I can't describe it enough. When I was working at that remodeling company setting appointments, I'd have home advisor lead after thumbtack lead after Angie lead that I'd call for the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th time. And they would pick up and they'd go, I'd say, hey, this is Eric with blah, blah, blah home solutions. And they'd go, thank you so much for calling me. I've been meaning to return your calls. Thank you so much, dude. I've been looking to do this and this and this. Right. And it's cool to see you experiencing the same thing, taking our frameworks and implementing them. Just testament to you, man.
People are just busy, and it is what it is. Like, and I get it. Dude, I've had it, and over last summer, man, I had this exterior company not come out. It wasn't a painting company. I mean, I didn't do nothing like that, but they were door knocking, and I'm sitting there talking to their salesmen about siding and stuff, and they keep calling me, and they keep calling. They're like persistent, and I feel like I know the guy who's calling me. I mean, I know it's Greg on the other end of that phone, but I keep telling the dude that I'm gonna do it myself. But like me, kind of being understanding from where he's coming from. I don't mind him calling. He is calling. I get it. Dude's just playing the game. So
yeah.
But I mean, they must have solid systems, man. Their follow-ups are strong, dude. It's usually I know when they're calling. I know who's on the other end. And honestly, once I know I can afford an extra $10K to invest in my home, I'll probably pick up the phone. But he knows from every single time I do pick up the phone, I'm like, no, man, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready. But when I am ready, I'm going to answer the phone and be like, hey,
100%.
Let's do it. You know what I mean? So that's 100%. Been cool.
Yeah, no, follow up, dude. It's so important. It's so valuable. Last thing that I got a couple cool questions for you here to close out. You've been working with us like 6 weeks, a little less than 6 weeks, got that first deal locked down in a week, which for anybody listening, that is extremely fast. Like that is very, very quick for a new marketing channel. Oftentimes it takes a lot longer. Jermaine just implemented everything we did so well. We barely had any hiccups at all, which you're always going to have when you start a new marketing channel. So just a huge shout out to you for taking every single tidbit and tip we gave you. But I don't know if you know this number off the top of your head. I'm sure it's in Drip Jobs or something. Do you know, roughly speaking, like how much have you closed from Pathfinder since you started working with us like 5 or 6 weeks ago?
In dollars?
Yeah. I mean, even roughly speaking, if you got just kind of a rough idea.
I think our third job with Pathfinder was 10K 500.
Nice size job.
Yeah. So that was literally like one of the very first leads. And then it was one of the first leads and one of the first jobs. So that was 10.5. We had a couple other fillers that we actually completed the jobs within like a week of Pathfinder popping up. They were like $1,200 jobs, but they're great fillers. We had 4 days that week. We needed 5, or we had 3 and needed 2. However they played out, they were like, I think one was 1,800, one was 1,200. The one we're on right now is worth 4K. Another one we just did, another 2-day job, was worth about 4K. So I don't know, man. We've got to be close to 20-something grand. I don't have it.
That's like 25, 30 on just quick math on just the ones you're rattling off.
Yeah, nice, and we have the big one. Unfortunately, man, it was a filler for us. So like we had this like we didn't need it. We had like 3 or 4 days in the schedule where somebody they canceled on us. So honestly, that 10.5 should have been like 15. Not gonna lie. So I didn't profit.
Yeah, you were kind of fire sailing it to just fill in a gap. Yeah.
So,
but still, I mean, dude, even if you just take
that one sucked.
Even if you just take actualized sales, if you're sitting around a little kind of close to 30, which sounds like you're at like, even just rough math in my head, you're at like 8-9% cost of marketing, which 5 or 6 weeks into a new channel is incredible. I know some massive companies, some companies that do 10, 20, 30 million a year that would die for that. Like that is incredible, dude.
Right on. Every time I open up Drip Jobs, there's a new appointment on there. It was 4 this morning, 5 this afternoon, and 6 right now.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Incredible. Yeah, shout out to our friends over at Drip Jobs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. there's zero chance I could keep up with your marketing without a CRM like Drip Jobs. Not a chance. Not a
100%.
chance. It would cost me more in jobs. I would for sure at least forget about one of them, and I'd be screwed. So you're running the risk of like a bad review of like, oh, they didn't do my job, or they never made it out, they couldn't communicate, or even just
And how
forgetting it.
long,
Like they didn't pick up the phone.
and how long and how much money does it take to crawl back from that negative review, that one negative review, right?
It hurts me mentally for forever. I swear. I know. Every we have 2 negative reviews, and both of them we didn't work for them. One was from letting a job fall through the cracks. I verbally like committed to the lady. We never signed a contract, but I told her a price. It was a real simple job, and never got back to her. Unfortunately, like I took responsibility for it. Like it's my fault. And that's where it kind of changed for me. I was like, dude, that's not gonna happen again, because
100%.
like that was my fault.
Yeah.
And another one. The other one was from a bad investor. They were cheap. Yeah. They wanted me to redo their house. They wanted us to redo their house for next to nothing, And she just was like, "Hey, these guys are overpriced and rude." I'm like, man, I probably. She was calling us names, and she's calling us names. This and that, and then had a nerve to call us rude. So the only bad things
have one or two of those. Yeah, you always have one or two of those. But I mean, we talk about that a lot. Right? Like organization, right? Professionalizing the company, right? Like you were talking about earlier, SOPs, right? Getting some of those things in place, making sure you have a system to follow up and nurture some of those leads, so you're not just letting stuff slip through the cracks. I mean, it's huge, dude. It's huge.
Yeah.
Couple last things to wrap this up, dude. I don't want to keep you forever. What would you say? Like, is there any advice you would give to someone that is maybe in a similar position, right? Where I know when you started out with this, dude, you were like just starting to get off the brush, right? I think literally the day we talked, you were like, today, this is my first week where I'm like not on job site the whole time. What advice would you give to somebody that is just starting to transition off the brush and wants to be that full-time business owner, full-time sales rep in the company?
Invest in your people, invest in your business. That's how you're going to get paid. That's how you're going to get by. My guys are paid well, and I mean, shoot, they damn near run the show. You know what I mean? So, for example, like this week, it's St. Patrick's Day. My dude, these guys like to party, right?
Yeah.
I said, hey, you guys want to work on Friday or not? You know what I mean? You want me to put in this filler job because you want me to put in this filler job, or do you want the day off? You know what I mean? So it's like, invest in them, and that's not a financial investment. That's like an emotional investment. What do you want to do? You want to work or you want the day off? Let me know, and we can accommodate. And I mean, financially, invest in the marketing. I mean, the investment feels big up front, but it's not. It's especially if it comes right back.
Yeah, especially if you're like Jermaine Williams over here, just crushing it the first 5 weeks.
Blind squirrel, brother.
No, dude. I think that's incredible advice, though. I think, me being in the online space with marketing and consulting and all that type of stuff, we do it all the time, right? It's not uncommon in our space to spend $10K on a coaching program, $15K on a coaching program. I've done it a handful of times. Last year, we spent over 6 figures in just coaching and that type of stuff, which sounds crazy. You tell people in the trades, and people in the trades are scared to invest a few $100 in some yard signs or some flyers or something. But
for sure, dude.
You said it so well, dude.
I've been there.
You said it so well. Invest in your company and your people. In marketing, right? So you can get off the brush and all that type of stuff. In coaching, yes, but also in your people, in better wages, in doing fun things on Fridays, on St. Patty's Day, all that type of stuff, dude. I mean, just so well said. I couldn't agree more.
That's it was probably Nick Slavik that said that. I can't recall exactly, but listening to him, man, people over profit. I'm about
100%.
it. I'm about it,
100%.
man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, just to close this up, who would you recommend comes and works with us over at Pathfinder?
Actually, I was on the phone with Vanessa this morning. I was telling my buddy Jimmy B was certified home improvements, man. I was telling him to link up with you guys,
Hey,
but
shout out Jimmy.
yeah, you know.
Well, just in
But
general,
other than that,
what
man,
type of painting companies? Yeah, like what type of
every
companies?
painting company, man, everyone who doesn't have their Facebook figured out. If you're not good at it, like I'm not, I don't even like to really interact with people on Facebook, but like, so that's a big deal. It's a big deal because everyone else is on Facebook. Even the people who aren't on Facebook to like entertaining or this and that, they're still on there. They're still, so you need those are the hidden gems, It like I said, I don't know how it works. But however it gets to their on their phone, it gets there, man. So anybody who's not utilizing Facebook, Instagram, you gotta do it.
I love it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's well said, right? If you're not running paid media through Facebook and Instagram, and you're not under a 10% cost of marketing, I mean, yeah, hit us up.
The $20 boost ain't gonna cut it. It's different. It's different. I tried it. It ain't cut it.
First thing a post.
It's different.
Like lighting money on fire.
Dude, if you look at the insights, they're incredible, man. It's like we're reaching like 80K a week. And that was the last time I checked it. I think that was within the first week, maybe two. We're reaching like 80,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna call you. Somebody's gonna call your phone.
No, you have to reach more people to get then people who click on the ads, to then get people who are actually serious, to then get people who schedule appointments, to then get the people that close, that get you to an 8% cost of marketing or whatever you're at. So absolutely.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you coming on, bro. It's been so much fun to watch your success so quickly. I know we still got a lot we're working on, so I'm very excited just to keep working with you, man, and keep plugging away. I appreciate you coming on. I'll see you on the next coaching call.